Morning, everyone. How you doing this morning? Hope everyone's feeling great this morning. As always, have your 2 sticks ready, a bench or a chair for you, a pad for your knee if you need it, and then your doorway. We're just going to use the wall today. Most of today's workout is going to be rotational centric, so we're going to work on a lot more rotating today. Alrighty, and with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and grab your sticks. Remember, anytime we're doing any hanging, if you happen to be a little bit taller or a longer arm span and all you only have is 6-foot sticks and you need a little bit higher stick, then just simply place it up on an elevated platform. You can also make yourself 7-foot sticks, or we sell 7-foot sticks on our website. So either way, that can help accommodate you. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's get our feet about shoulder width apart. Sticks in front of the toes and slide them forward about 8 to 10 inches in front. Hands at the top. Let's get those arm lines fired up. Drop down. Just hang. So you just push your butt down and backwards. And you're going to feel that those arm lines start to take that load. And now slowly bring your heels up. Remember, center the weight on your feet. Focus on centering it, so we don't want to be out on the little toe or in on the big toe too much. Back down and back up. Back down. 2 more. Back up. Back down. 1 more. Back up. Back down. Excellent. Okay. Let's grab 1 stick. So we're going to rotate those feet and those ankles. So I'm going to take a little back profile here so you can see what the heel is doing. So I'm going to take the stick. I'm going to place the stick at 12 o'clock position. So I have a wide base. Stick is at 12 o'clock. My right hand is about chest level. So I'm going to take my left hand and I'm going to place it right here at the top of my left hip. But what I'm doing that for is I want feedback to make sure that my femur is not going to internally or externally rotate. That stays still. It's going to change a little bit in hip flexion extension, but that's all it's going to do. All right? So we're going to push the stick into the floor at 40 to 50% tension. We're going to bring the left heel up. So as you can see, my heel is at 12 and my toes are at 6. And now I'm going to go counterclockwise. I'm going to push my heel out to the 9. Drop it down to the 6, roll it and pull it into the 3, and then back up to the 12. So nice and slow, follow that circular pattern. The heel is like the hands of your clock. The heel is what is going around the clock surface. You have your left hand there at the top of your femur for feedback so that you're not internally or externally rotating the hip. You can also look down to make sure that the knee is facing forward the entire time. Now let's reverse directions. So now we're going clockwise. If you can't control that femur from turning left or right, then decrease the range of motion that you're trying to generate through the foot and the ankle. The foot produces the ground force, and then that transfers up into the motion that you're trying to generate into the ankle. And relax. Now I'm going to switch sides. So my left hand is on the stick about chest level. Right hand is right there at the crease of your hip, right at the top of the femur. Push the stick into the floor about 40-50% tension. Bring your right heel up, 12 o'clock position. Now let's go counterclockwise. So we're pulling it into the 9, dropping it down to the 6, bumping it over to the 3, and then back up to the 12. 9, 6, 3, 12. 2 more. Nice and slow. Remember, we don't learn anything fast. If you're trying to really access neuromuscular control of a movement, we have to do that slowly. Remember, speed is earned. And now switch. 3, 6, 9, 12. Make sure that that upper leg bone is not going left or right. Less is more. And you're not shifting your body weight here. Your body weight is centered. And relax. Good. one stick. Let's go wide split stance. So right now my left foot is back, my back heel is up. I'm going to load this front leg right now, so I got about 80 to 90% load on this right leg. Overhand grip on the stick, pull, and from here, torso straight, I'm going to rotate to my right. As I rotate to my right, I'm bringing the right end of the stick up to the ceiling. I'm pulling apart on the stick. I have about 80% load on that right leg. And now push, shorten the stick, come back to center. Pull, 30-40% tension, rotate to the left. Keep your hips square. Push, come back to center. Ease off. Give that front leg a little bit of rest. Okay, ready? Shift weight. Load this front leg. Pull. Rotate to the right, so you're pulling apart on the stick. Your back leg is nice and straight. Push. Shorten the stick on the way down. Pull. Rotate to the left. Push. Come back to center. And relax. Let's switch sides. Left leg is in front, right leg is split back. Right heel is up, toes are in extension. I'm going to put about 80% load on this front leg, pull apart on the stick, 40%, and rotate to the left. Right leg is nice and straight. Push, come back to center. Pull, rotate to the right. Keep your hips square. Push. Come back to center. Ease off. Give that front leg a little bit of rest. And let's go again. Load that front leg. Pull. Rotate to the left. Push. Come back to center. Pull. Rotate to the right. Push, come back to center, and relax. Take a little breather. Okay. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stick is at 12 o'clock position. We're going to place that right hand right at the bottom of the grip, all right? So that way your hand doesn't slide as much, or just about the top of the head level. So the stick is at 12. We're going to push the stick into the floor about 40% tension, and we're going to hinge. We're going to sink the hips straight back. Your head's going to go down. It's going to go off to the side a little bit, and that's perfectly fine. So you should be feeling this opening up through the right lat, right ribs. Take that left hand, reach underneath. Don't shift your weight though. Keep your weight centered. Come back, stand back up, and let's do 4 more of those. We're going to go in and out. So that was just the feel of the motion. Okay, ready? Push the stick down into the floor with the right hand. Hinge your butt backwards, so you're decreasing the angle from the stomach to your quads. Take that left hand, thread through. Try to turn a little bit farther. Come back. Stay in that hinge. Reach through again. Don't shift your weight though. You're just trying to reach farther with the left hand without shifting your weight. Come back, and 1 more. Come back, and relax. So let's do 4 on the other side. Still, stick stays at 12 o'clock, so it's right in line with your spine. Left hand is on top. 40% tension, pushing the stick into the floor, and now hinge your butt backwards. You're trying to lower your sternum to the floor and decrease this anterior angle between your stomach and your quads. Your head's going to go off to the side a little bit so you don't dunk your head on the stick. Take your right hand, reach underneath, and reach. Come back, and again. Exhale as you reach. Come back. Exhale as you reach. Come back. Inhale as you draw back. And exhale as you reach. Come back to center and relax. Okay. Now, let's get those hips shifting from side to side. Place the feet a little bit wider this time. Stick is right inside the right instep right here. Right arm is at 3 o'clock position, so it's going to stay right there. The right hand is just about top of the head level. I'm going to push the stick into the floor, about 40% tension. And as I do that, I'm going to laterally shift all my weight onto my left hip, pushing my butt backwards and shifting weight to this left hip. Ease back, and again. Feel the right adductor lengthening. Come back. We're making this more of an active movement. So we're just laterally loading, coming back up. 2 more. We're pushing that stick into the floor the entire time at about 40% tension. 1 more. And relax. Good. Switch sides. Stick is inside the left instep. Left hand is at 9 o'clock position. Stick hand is just about top of the head level. Give me 40% tension pushing that stick into the floor. And now laterally shift all your weight to your right hip. Push your butt backwards. Feel the left adductor. Keep that left arm at 9 o'clock. Come back up. Ready? Exhale as you sink into the hip. Inhale as you come back up. One more. Come back up and relax. So, rotation. We're going to use some anti-rotational pushing into the wall, and then we're going to involve some rotation with that. All right? So, place the one end of the stick against the wall. Take yourself about a shoulder width stance. Overhand grip on the stick. As you can see, the hands are just about in line with the shoulders. Elbows are at 90 degrees. From here, I'm going to push the stick into the wall at about 50-60% tension. As you do that, you're going to feel this outside foot driving into the floor to anchor yourself so that you don't shift your weight. So I'm pushing, I'm keeping my weight centered. And now as I do that, I'm going to continue to push into the wall. I'm going to corkscrew this right foot into the floor, and I'm going to rotate away from the wall. The left foot is not moving. So in essence, my upper body is helping to push me into rotation. Now I'm going to rotate back to center. I'll put my right foot down. I'm still pushing into the wall. And now this left foot is going to corkscrew into the floor. I'm going to drive towards the wall. Back to center. Take a second. When we rotate, especially with load, if we're pulling or pushing something, oftentimes this is what you're going to need to feel through the abdominal cylinder and the oblique slings to keep your hips in really sync with the upper torso or the upper extremities. So this rotational pattern will help really connect and really strengthen that awareness. Okay, ready? Push, 50% tension this time, rotate away from the wall. Don't shift your weight back when you rotate. Think about it, if I'm rotating and pushing into the wall, I'm trying to actually shift away from the wall. Come back to center, come to a full stop, keep pushing the stick though, and now rotate towards the wall. So your back hip should be in full extension. Your back toes, your ankle, your knee, and your hip. Come back to center. Take a second. This time, let's ratchet it up even more. Okay, ready? Let's go 70% tension. Push. Turn. Back to center. Full stop. You're still pushing 70%. Turn in towards the wall. Back to center and relax. Now let's face the other way. So for me right now, my stick is on my left side, long lever, overhand grip. I have my feet set about shoulder width apart, elbows at 90 degrees. I'm going to push that stick into the wall at 50% tension. I'm going to take this inside foot, my left foot, and I'm going to corkscrew it, push it into the floor, and rotate away from the wall. My back foot is in extension with the toes, ankle, knee, and hip. Back to center, come to a full stop, but keep pushing the stick into the wall. Now I'll take this outside foot that I'm tapping, the right foot, corkscrew it into the floor and rotate. So don't just lift the heel, you actually have to turn the foot. So my back toes are in extension, my back ankle, my back knee, and my back hip. Come back to center, come to a full stop. Take a second. So that was the 50% tension. Let's crank it up to a little bit, about 60% tension. Let's go a little bit farther. Ready? Push. Try, take this inside foot, corkscrew the foot, and turn away from the wall. Breathe. Back hip is in extension. Come back to center. Come to a full stop, but keep pushing that stick into the wall. Corkscrew the right foot. Go in towards the wall. Back to center. Take a second. Relax. Now we've got 70%. Okay, ready? Here we go. Push. 70% tension. Take that inside foot. Turn away from the wall. Back foot is in extension. Toes, ankle, knee, hip. Turning that left foot. Don't just elevate the heel. Back to center. Keep pushing 70%. Take that right foot, push it into the floor, corkscrew it, so turn the heel. Breathe. Right toes, right ankle, right knee, and right hip are in extension. Back to center and relax. So always remember, when we talk about rotation and corkscrewing the floor with the back foot, a lot of people, when they go to rotate, you'll tell them to do that. They'll lift their heel, but the heel won't move. They'll turn through here. So we want this to be able to generate torque into the ground versus just this, which is often seen in a lot of people. So make sure that imagine you're trying, there's a little, you're trying to put a cigarette out, or somebody dropped a cigarette, you're putting it out, right? You put your foot on it and you corkscrew it, okay? Now, let's go facing the wall. We're going to place the stick on the left side. So as you can see, the stick is just about top of the head level. All right? We're going to take that right hand and place it forward. My left hand is going to be back here. So my left palm is facing inwards towards me. My right palm is facing away from me. From here, I'm going to go into a split stance. So my right foot is back and my left foot is forward. So there's my contralateral pattern. Now, 50% tension, push. Drive that stick into the wall, push. You should feel that right foot really driving into the floor. Drive both hands into that wall, push. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, ready? If you feel like you can, let's go up a little bit farther in intensity. Let's go about 70%. Ready? And push. Don't just shift all your body weight forward. Don't just lean into the stick. Actually drive and connect the hands and the back foot. Push. Ease off. Let's go one more rep. If you can, increase the intensity a little bit more. Ready? Here we go. Push. Let's go about 80%. Imagine you're just trying to put a hole in that wall. Don't actually do that. And relax. If you can, great. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, ready? Now we're over the right shoulder. Left hand is in front with the palm facing away. Right hand is back here with the palm facing in. I'm going split stance. So my right foot is forward, my left foot is back. My left heel is up, so my toes are in extension. At 50% tension, 50 to 60% tension, push. And right away, you're going to feel that one side doesn't generate as much force as the other. This is based off our movement patterns and the slings that we're used to using. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, take a few seconds. Now let's turn it up to about 70% tension. If you feel comfortable with it, ready? And push. Remember, the rest of this is all self-regulating, so if you don't feel comfortable giving about 70-80% tension, then just back off a little bit. Ease off. If you experience any cramping in the ribs, obliques, once again, like always, just ease out of it, walk around for a little bit, wait till the cramping dissipates, and then come back in. Okay, ready? 80% tension on this last one. Ready? And push. You should feel that the left toe is driving into the floor. Both hands are trying to push that stick straight into that wall. Push. And relax. Take a little rest. Okay, now we're going to go low here. All right? So we're back on the left side. Now my stick is at hip level. It's on my left hip. I'm going to go split stance. I'm going to change. My right hand is forward, but my right hand, the palm, is facing up essentially. Left hand is back, palm facing in. Ready? And now 50% tension. Push. Breathe. Increase tension to 70. Push. Full inhale, full exhale. Ease off. Now at this position, you should feel that the feet really driving into the ground a little bit harder. Ready? And push, 70%. Breathe. Give me 80. Push a little bit harder. And relax. Let's switch sides. So now we're on the right hip. Left hand is forward, underhand grip. Right hand is back. I'm going to split the feet. So my right foot is forward, left foot back. We're going to start at 50-60% tension. Ready? And push. Driving that stick into the wall with both hands. You should really feel that back foot driving into the floor. Increase to 70% if you can. Push a little bit harder. Ease off. Okay, take a couple seconds. Here we go. One more. Ready? And push. Give me 70%. Push. Build to 80 if you can. If you feel comfortable, push a little bit more. And relax. Okay. Now, for the next one, we're going to be on the floor. Move the stick out of the way here. So, we're going to work the foot to glute, and we're going to roll, and then you're going to work your oblique slings. So, for people that are comfortable with the Turkish get-up, this is that starting phase, that push-pull that you're going to need to feel, or what you're trying to access when you do a Turkish get-up. So let's lay down on our back. So I have the stick anchored into the floor. Okay. My left foot, my left knee is bent. My right leg is straight. And I'll move the right leg out about 20 degrees from my midline. Take your left hand, reach straight up. Grab the stick. So I have an overhand grip on the stick. My right hand is going to grab right about where the sticker is. From here, with this left hand only, push the stick down into the base of the wall. So the stick should be about chest level right now. As I push that stick into the base of the wall, you're going to feel your left pec. If you place your hand on your left chest, you feel that tissue line activated. Take this left foot, push into the floor, and start to roll. So squeezing the glute, and you're rolling the hip to the right, And now at the same time, take that left hand or right hand and pull the stick towards you. You can let your head lift and turn. Ease off. Okay? So remember, the left hand is pushing the stick into the base of the wall, into the base of the floor. The left foot is helping to initiate that rolling pattern through the left glute, and the right hand is going to pull to help assist, because rotation is a push and pull effort. Okay, ready? Here we go. Push, 50% tension with the left hand. Roll, push that left foot into the floor, squeeze your glute and roll, and now pull with the right hand. Let your head turn. Ease off. As you roll with the foot, don't let the foot collapse inward. Try to keep that inside part, especially the big toe, in touch with the ground, so that way you can really drive into the floor. Okay, ready? Here we go. Push. Drive that stick into the base of the floor. Take that left foot, drive it into the ground, get your rolling pattern through your left glute, and now pull with that right arm. Breathe. Come on, hold that isometric contraction. You should feel those obliques talking to you. You should feel your left glute talking to you. And relax. Now let's switch sides. So the stick is in the base of the floor. The stick is about chest level. My right knee is bent, foot flat on the ground, the sole of the foot. My left leg is straight, and I'm moving about 20 degrees to 30 degrees away from my midline. Right hand is straight up in line with the shoulder, so don't bring it out here. Just bring your arm straight up. Overhand grip. Now take that left hand, grab right about where the sticker is. At 50% tension, take that right hand and push the stick down into the base of the wall. Feel that right pec. It's activated. You can feel it. It's a chest fly. Take that right foot, squeeze the foot into the ground, push, squeeze that right glute, roll, and now pull with the left hand. Let your head turn and lift. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, ready? And again, push 50% tension with the right hand driving into the floor. Squeeze your right glute, push the foot into the floor, and now pull with that left hand. Ease off. And now let's go one more. Ready? Push and roll. Get those oblique slings talking to you. And relax. Remember that a lot of people, when they try to get up off the floor, you'll actually try to see them do a sit-up. Actually, the most efficient way to get up off the floor when you're on your back is just to roll. All right? So think about, like, when you get up out of bed every morning, you typically roll out of bed. So that's why we have obliques, so that you can roll. All right? Now, let's go ahead and grab your pad. Let's grab your 2 sticks. Bring the seat over here. Grab your chair. We'll go half kneeling position. So let's go left knee down first. Oh. Harley guy out first thing in the morning. Good for him. Okay. Sticks at 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock, but move the base of the sticks back towards you a little bit. Bring the top of the sticks in angled towards you so they're above your head, and reach up with both arms. All right? From here, taking the sticks, push the sticks down into the floor, 30% tension. Take the top of that left foot and push it down into the seat of this chair at about 30% tension. Breathe. As you're pushing the sticks down into the floor, your ribs should be pulling down a little bit also. Squeeze that left glute and give me a posterior pelvic tuck. Opening up that whole anterior or front line of the left side of the body. Maintain that, and now turn to your right. Both sticks are turning to the right. Your torso is turning to the right. Keep your hips forward though, so don't let your hips rotate. Keep your head up, looking straight ahead. Back to center. Ease off tension. If you can, reach your hands up just a smidge bit farther. Ready? Here we go. Push the sticks into the floor, about 30% tension. Remember, we're stretching, so we want light activation. Push the top of the left foot down into the pad. Squeeze that left glute. Give me a posterior pelvic tuck. Breathing and rotate to the right. Breathe. Ease off. Let's go one more. Ready? Here we go. Push the sticks into the floor, about 30% tension. Push the top of the left foot down into the pad. Breathe. And rotate to the right. Posterior pelvic tuck on that left glute and that left hip. Try to rotate a little bit further. Back to center and relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Left knee down, right foot in front. Make sure that back foot is in line. The lower leg bone is in line with the upper leg bone. Remember, we're trying to get the front tissue. If your hip is externally rotated, you're going to start getting into the midline tissue, and that's not what we're after right now. Okay? So sticks at 11 and 1. Move the bottom of the sticks slightly towards you. Take the top of the sticks and angle them in so they're above your head, and reach straight up. As you reach up, don't let the lumbar spine go into excessive flexion, or excessive extension, sorry. So at 30% tension, push the sticks into the floor, pull your ribs down. Breathe. Squeeze that right glute, posterior pelvic tuck. We're pushing that right foot down into the top of the chair and rotate to the left. Keep your hips square, so don't let this left hip go flying out. Head up, eyes looking straight ahead. Back over to the start. Ease off tension. Reach your hands up just a little bit farther if you can. Ready? Here we go. 30% tension, pushing the sticks into the floor, feeling those lats engage, shoulders pulling down. Push the top of the right foot down into the pad. Squeeze your right glute, posterior pelvic tuck. And now rotate to the left. Breathe. Head up, eyes looking straight ahead. Back to center. Ease off. Ready? One more of these. Here we go. Push the sticks into the floor, 30% tension. Breathe. Push the top of the right foot down into the pad. Squeeze the right glute, posterior pelvic tuck, and rotate to the left. Breathe. Ease off and relax. Take a little rest. And now let's play just one stick. Whew. So we're going to get into the lateral tissue in this half kneeling position. So let's go back to the left knee down. If being in the seated position is a little bit too hard for you, or being in the half kneeling, you can do this drill sitting on a chair like this, because what we're going to do is we're going to go overhead and we're going to laterally flex and push into the floor. Okay? So if you have trouble being on the knees, if the knees are a little sensitive, just go ahead, have a seat on the edge of your chair and follow along from there. For the rest of us, go ahead, left knee down on the pad, left foot up on top, overhand grip on the stick, overhead. Push the top of the left foot down into the pad of the seat, squeeze the glute, posterior pelvic tuck. Keep your ribs down when you're in that overhead position. Pull apart on the stick, 30% tension, and now laterally flex to your right. So the longer end of the stick should be to the right, so that way you can, if you have a really short range of motion, then give yourself a longer lever, okay? Laterally flex. When the stick hits the floor, push the stick into the ground. So we got anterior and lateral tissue right here. Push, breathe, let your head tilt. Pull yourself back up. And let's do that again. Pull apart on the stick, push the top of the left foot down into the pad. Posterior pelvic tuck on that back hip. And now laterally just flex to the 3 o'clock position. Let your head tilt. When the stick hits the floor, push down, push. Pull yourself back up. So in the same term that I said, if you have really poor range of motion, increase the lever to the side a little bit more. If you have really good range of motion, shorten your lever. All right? Okay, ready? Last one. Pull apart on the stick, 30% tension. Push the top of the left foot down into the pad. Squeeze the left glute. Posterior pelvic tuck, and laterally just flex to the 3 o'clock. When the stick touches the floor, push. Just nice and easy, 30%, and let the head tilt. Pull yourself back up and relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So we have our right knee down. Right foot is on top of the chair in front of us, behind us. I have my lever offset to the left side, overhead grip, pull apart, 30% tension, keep your ribs down, and laterally just flex to your 9 o'clock position. When the stick touches the floor, push. So I have my anterior and lateral tissues on my right side. I'm feeling my left tissues contracting a little bit. Pull yourself back up. And again, pull apart on that stick and laterally just flex to the left. You're pushing the top of that right foot down into the pad of the seat. Posterior pelvic tuck. Breathing, push. Pull yourself back up. And let's go one more. Ready? Pull and laterally flex. Push, drive the stick down into the floor, just about 30%. Let your head tilt, that's part of your lateral line. And now pull yourself back up. Whew. Take a rest. Now, let's move away from the chair. Pad is in front. Let's go back to your left knee down. Right leg in front. Take the stick and place it under your right thigh. So the stick should be touching right about mid-hamstring. So see how the bottom of the stick is over towards in front of my left quad? So this is to gain stability so the stick's not going to slip out from underneath you. Take the left hand, reach across the body and grab the stick. Just about chest level, all right? So you're going to work the posterior side, and this posterior side is going to pull, and then that's going to help us get into rotation. Take that back foot and make sure the top of the foot is in the floor. It's a little bit more surface area if you can, so it gives you a little bit more added stability. Take that left hand and pull the stick towards you. So you're trying to pull the stick in towards your 12 o'clock spot, and now rotate to the right. Breathe. Back to center. Take that left hand, reach up a little bit higher. Okay, ready? With the left hand, pull the stick across. You're trying to pull the stick to 12 o'clock. You can see a little bit of flex in the stick, and turn to your right. Breathe. Ease off. Let's go one more. Ready? Pull the stick across to 12 o'clock position to your left and turn to your right. Ease back and relax. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So right knee is down, left leg in front. Take the top of that left foot and put it on the floor, a little more surface area for a little added stability. Take the stick, place it under the left quad or left thigh so it's touching the left hamstring or the outer line of it. The end of the stick, the right end of the stick is in front of the right thigh, okay? Right hand, chest level, reach across and grab the stick, okay? Take the right hand and pull the stick towards your 12 o'clock. You're trying to pull it in towards your center and rotate to the left with the free arm. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. Ease off. Now, reach up a little bit higher with that right hand. Okay, ready? Here we go. Pull the stick in towards your 12 and reach back to your 6. Breathe. Ease off. One more. Here we go. Ready? Pull the stick, actively pull the stick to your 12 and reach back for your 6. Breathe. Head up. Ease off. And relax. All right. And now, let's finish with that slap shot. Stick is across the low back, right here, not up here, okay? Parallel with the floor, wide base with the feet. Palms facing forward, arms straight. Go into your hinge pattern. Sink your hips back, lowering your sternum and your torso towards the floor, keeping your back flat. Do not shift your weight or your hips. Take the right end of the stick, bring it down and across your body. When you get to your end range, place the end of the stick on the floor. Lightly pull apart on that stick at 30% tension. Breathe. Ease off, come back to center, stay in the hinge. Now take the left end of the stick, bring it down and across your body. Do not shift your hips. Don't shift your weight. Get a truer read on where your thoracic rotation is. Pull apart on that stick at 30% tension. Ease back. One more to each side. Take the right end of the stick, down and across. Pull apart on the stick at 30% tension. Pull. And now shift all your weight to your right hip. Remember to push your butt backwards as you're shifting your weight. Don't let your hip roll forward. Shift your weight to your left hip. Straightening that right leg. That right leg should be nice and straight to feel that right adductor. Shift back to your right hip. Back to your left. Right. Left. Back to center. Last side. Here we go. Ready? Take that left hand, reach down and across without shifting your hips. 30% tension, pull apart on that stick. And now shift your weight to your left hip. Both feet stay flat on the floor. Shift your weight to your right hip. Left leg is straight, feeling that left adductor. Back to your left hip. Back to your right. Left, right, back to center, whew, and relax. Great work today, everybody. Nicely done. Thank you again, as always, for joining us. We really appreciate it. Love you guys out there. Thank you for everything you do for us. Thank you for supporting us.